When the president does get here, there are two main things on his agenda. He wants to make sure that he gets Republicans out there and make sure that they go to vote anytime between now and Tuesday. He'll also be stumping for the candidates. He's supporting Ron DeSantis for governor, Rick Scott for senator, and Francis Rooney for Congress here in Southwest Florida. And when you go to vote on Tuesday, it won't just be about the candidates, though. There are a number of amendments on the ballot as well. And today we're going to continue our partnership with FGCU, a journalism class there. We've been doing a number of stories about fact-checking. We've been fact-checking the candidates. Today we want to look at an amendment that could drastically change the number of people who are allowed to vote in our state. That's Professor Lynn Milner with her class last week. Their assignment was to complete a scavenger hunt about Amendment 4. As she wrote me in this email, this amendment, more than some others, is likely to be an emotional, personal decision for many voters. So Lynn wanted the students to consider their personal bias.
Where do you get this number?
While challenging those feelings with verifiable fact. As the students did their work, I did my own in the Fox 4 newsroom. The amendment is refreshingly straightforward. It would restore voting rights to about 1.5 million Floridians with felony convictions. Murderers and sex offenders would not be eligible. Students Ronnie Mahoney and Seth Tannenhouse took this video for us.
And it just has the map of the convicted felons that are allowed to vote.
This small group found a map that shows Florida is one of 4 states where felons only regain the right to vote if a state board gives approval. Everywhere else, it happens automatically. I wanted to take a look at the current law so you know what you're voting to change. Right now, felons have to wait 5 to 7 years after their sentence to request that the Executive Clemency Board restore their voting rights. It's the board and the governor who decide on every request. And it doesn't happen that often. Since Rick Scott took office, more than 30,000 felons have applied and 3,000 have had their voting rights restored. Supporters of the amendment say that shows the current law is too complicated and unfair. But critics point to these numbers from the Department of Corrections, which show on average about 1/4 of felons commit another crime within 3 years. There are all kinds of theories with this amendment. Some say it'll help the economy. Some argue it'll help one party over another. But the bottom line, as Lynn told her students, likely depends on your personal feelings about crime and second chances. All right, so emotion, a part of that decision. You can expect emotion will be a big part of what happens here tonight with the president's rally. Anytime he speaks at one of these things, we see the crowd just get energized. They are so enthusiastic. So I'm sure we will see a lot of emotion here tonight, too, as well, Lisa.